This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School, 2490 West Tower Drive, Bolivar, Missouri. Stop by our school to see what we are doing to provide a Christian education for students in our area. All rights reserved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching PCCS TV. This is Polk County Christian School, Bolivar, Missouri. And I like to say that PCCS also stands for Promoting Christianity and Compassion at School. And tonight's game is Polk County Christian School Knights hosting ERCS, Eagle Ridge Christian Eagles from Cape Girardeau. And we are at Joplin North. And I just found out when I tried to go live with the broadcast that the school system has YouTube blocked, so we're not able to live stream this game. But we're just going to hit the record button and capture the exact same information that we would be capturing if we were live. And so the Knights are out on the court warming up right now. We're currently just over 5 minutes from tip-off. On behalf of the school board, teachers, and all who have invested time, effort, and we appreciate the opportunity to have take part in establishing a foundation in the lives of our Christian students through Christian education. Polk County Christian School glorifies God through excellence as a Christ-centered educational environment that emphasizes servant leadership with a biblical worldview. PCCS athletes, spectators, and families strive to set a Christian example at all times. All right, folks, and that is the title screen or the intro screen for the Knights coming to the state championship. Let me get that turned off. And this game is Polk County Christian School Knights versus Eagle Ridge Eagles. And we've got a second camera pointed at the scoreboard across the venue there. And so, well, apparently that camera is not functioning either. Let me reset that one. Had a problem with my main camera just a minute ago. We'll get that one reset here momentarily. All right, that camera is back on. I need to recenter that just a bit. I had this all set before the game, before we got this close to start up. All right, that's pretty good. I'll try and keep an eye on that. And likewise, I have another scoreboard that I generally run from a external website that I manage my own on-screen scoreboard instead of having to use a camera. I usually point a camera at just a clock, and I run an on-screen scoreboard manually with all kinds of nice graphics and such. But that is also blocked by the school, and that's okay. They're doing that for student safety and security, so we're totally on board with that. I just hadn't realized that. So that's why we're running this camera to the scoreboard. During the game, if the scoreboard disappears, I'm not going to mess with it and try and bring it back. I'll work on it either between the quarters, during timeouts, or during halftime. But I'm not going to interrupt the game just to try and keep the camera going if it fails at some point. All right, we are at Joplin North Middle School, and we are just under a minute from tip-off. Players go into the center of the court for a moment of prayer before the game starts. All right, folks, high school boys basketball, it's about time for tip-off. And the starting lineup, I don't know if they're going to make any announcements. Starting lineup for the Knights looks like that's going to be Ben Walker, number 52, one of our seniors. Lucas Burton, number 33, another senior. Ledger Rust is a junior. Landon Gray is a freshman, and Alden Gardner doing the tip-off for the Knights. He's a freshman. And we are missing Josh Venom. He's a senior. He normally plays with our team and had a mishap in the game the other night, so he's out. And ball's out of bounds. On the tip-off goes to White. Ledger Rust brings it in to Landon Gray to bring it across. Landon over to Gardner. Gardner up to Burton. Burton down to Gray in the near corner. Gray over to Burton. Driving along the baseline. No shot, puts it out to Gray. Driving into the paint, putting the shot up, drawing a foul. Landon Gray going to the free throw line, shooting for two. Alden Gardner's a freshman. He's new with the PCCS team this year. This is his first time that I'm aware of coming to the state championship with the Knights. This is not the Knights' first time at the state championship. They are looking for their first championship win, though. We're hoping this is the year to do it. All right, 2 free throws are good. Score is 2-0. Knights on the board first. Eagles bringing the ball down. 23 has it up top. Over onto the far side and back up top to 12. Passing it out to 32. 32 up top to 23. Driving down the near side. And a jump shot. Good shot for 2. Landon Gray bringing the ball back as the score is tied. Landon over to Rust. Rust back out to Landon going for 3. And that's a miss, but there's Ben Walker for the putback, and it's out of bounds on the top of the backboard. And so it's Eagles ball. Number 2's bringing the ball in for the Eagles. Giving the ball over to 12 to bring it down. 12 brings the ball across. Inside to 23. 23 turning around, bounce pass down to the corner. Out to maybe number 2. I can't see the number. All right, 32 out to 2 again. 23 inside, 12 inside to 23. Drive it down, putting up a jump shot. So it's a 4-2 game. Eagles take the lead. Landon Gray bringing it across. He's getting pressure. Over to Burton. Burton has the ball across the court line, midcourt line, and takes a push. That's on black 12. 3 fouls for the Eagles at the moment, according to the scoreboard here in the venue. Gray bringing the ball down to Burton in the corner, going up for an instant 3. And look at that swish. A beautiful shot. Lucas Burton, first 3 of the game, 5-4, as the Knights take the lead again by 1. 12 brings it across 32. Down to the corner, back up to 32. Inside to 23 on the elbow. 23 driving in along the paint, going to put the shot up, and gets it in. And the Eagles take the lead again. Scoreboard should be updating momentarily. Landon Gray bringing the ball down. Gray passing it over to Walker. Holy smokes, folks, this is back and forth. All right, scoreboard says 7-4. As 12 brings the ball back across. I thought the score came out a little differently than that, but that's what the venue says. We're going to go with that. And it is 5, tipping it inside, and the Knights take possession after the tipped pass. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across. Landon down to Rust. Rust driving along the baseline, passing it out to Gardner. Gardner stepping into the paint for a beautiful effort. That's a miss. And 12 stealing the rebound from Walker. 12's bringing it across for the Eagles. Driving straight down to the paint, runs into Walker and puts it out to 2 for a three-point effort. That's a miss. And there's Walker with the rebound. Gives it to Burton. Burton to Gray. Gray bringing it back across. Well, the scoreboard now says 7-6. And Russ down to Gray on the near side. Gray driving along the baseline, handing the ball over to Walker, and it's out of bounds off the Eagles. It's going to be white ball. As the Eagles sub in number 11 for number 5. Okay, and they fixed the scoreboard on the fouls too. Scoreboard says the Eagles only have 2 fouls. I thought that was it. Well, there's another basket for the Knights. As 12 brings the ball back across. Over to 32 on the near side. Inside to 23. He's going to put up a shot, and it's a miss and out of bounds. Knights ball. 9-6 on the scoreboard currently. Gardner passes the ball into Gray. Gray bringing it across. Gray down to Rust on the near corner. Rust driving in along the baseline. Puts it over to Burton. Burton putting the shot up, and it's a miss. Burton gets his own rebound, goes for the putback, and it's blocked. And 23 picks up the loose ball, make it a fast break. And there you go. It's good for 2, folks. It was a good fast break for the Eagles. Landon Gray brings the ball back across. Landon into Burton. Burton driving down alongside the paint, puts it up for another 2, and it's 11-8. 32 brings it into 12. 12, long pass down to 23 at the bottom of the paint. He puts a shot up, and it's good for 2. So it's 13 to maybe 10, I thought. Watching for the scoreboard to change. Gray bringing the ball back across. And Gray puts it over to... Gray's under the paint, goes put a shot up, draws a foul. Landon Gray going to the free throw line. And yes, they did fix the scoreboard, folks. It is 13 to 10 at the moment. Knights in the lead. Foul was on number 12. And folks, I say this pretty much every game. I don't know the rules. I don't know the plays or the defense. So I really can't speak confidently about anything that's going on the court. That free throw is good. It's 14 to 10. So I'll never question the refs, and I'll never second guess them. I may say what I think happens before they signal if it seems obvious for my uneducated eyes. All right, Landon Gray going for a second free throw. That first one didn't make it on the scoreboard. Maybe they called a line violation. I'm not sure. So Eagles bringing the ball back across. This is number 11, missed the pass coming back at him, but he kept it. And now he's got the ball back from the corner, back down to the corner to 2, inside to 23, putting the shot up, and it's good for 2. They're going to have to get control of that layup from under the basket by 23. Landon Gray bringing the ball back down. Going over to Gardner on the far side, swinging it up to the top, passing it out to Rust. Rust back up to Burton. Burton out to Gray. Gray going for 3. And it's off the rim. Walker getting the putback, and it's off the other side of the rim. 2, clearing the board for the Eagles. Long pass down to 23, and he's open. Goes and does his layup. All right, the Eagles take the lead. It's 14 to 13. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across. The Knights have got their work cut out for them, and both teams are here to play today. Landon over to Rust. Rust up to Gardner. Gardner over to Gray. Gray, cross court to Burton. Burton going for 3. And, it's around the inside of the rim and back out. And 2 grabs the ball. He's going to bring it down. 2 over to 32. 32 down to Number 11 in the corner up to 15, across to 2, and intended for 23, but back over to 11. Nope, that's 15, sorry. 23's got it back. Taking the screen. Down to 11 in the corner. Going up for, was that a 2 or a 3? Waiting for a signal from the ref. I don't know. It's 16 on the scoreboard. I think that might have been a three-pointer. Either way, it's 13-16. Three-point lead for the Eagles. Gray over to Gardner. Gardner out to Rust. Rust down to Gray. He's going to drive into the paint, putting the shot up, and it's a good two-pointer. So it's 16-15 as 11 brings the ball back across. Down to 2 in the corner, up top to 21. Nope, 23, sorry. And 23 out to 15. 15 over to the far corner to 11. Putting the shot up, missed it, and Rust with the rebound. Gray bringing the ball back across. Gray over to Burton on the far side. He's going for an instant three-point effort. And that's another tray. That was Burton sinking a three-pointer for the night, 16-18. As 32 brings the ball back across. Over to 15. 15 down to, well, intended for 11, and Burton saw the pass and stole it. He was ready for that one. Gray bringing the ball back across. Gray coming down the near side, puts it up top to Rust. Rust over to Burton. Burton back up to Rust, and he gives it over to Gray. Gray cross court to Burton for a three-point effort, and there it goes. Oh, close, and 23 grabs that rebound. Long pass down court for number 2. He's putting it up to 32, and backing it up, he's going to give it 23. 23 going for a three-point effort. Holy smokes, folks. That was a beautiful three-pointer for the Eagles. Landon Gray shooting 3 from way out. I've seen him make those before, and that's not a rare occurrence for him, but that was a buzzer. So it's 19-18. Eagles on top as we end the first quarter. Exciting game, back and forth on the scoreboard the entire quarter. And looking at the bracket, folks, let me get that pulled up just a minute. I don't have that where I can pull it up on the screen for you to see, but I'm assuming you probably have it for view at home or on the Tournaments app. Well, I'm struggling to get that to open. When it's done, it's probably going to open 6 times now. All right, so the winner of this game will go on to play Round Grove tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, right back here at Joplin North. And the loser of this game will play Outreach Christian tomorrow at 5 o'clock at the Youth Activity Center, Carthage. And Eagles bringing the ball in as we start second quarter action. 23 bringing the ball across over to 2 on the near side, back up top to, no, that's 12. 12 up top. He's driving down along the paint, puts it out to 2, provides a screen for a three-point effort. Missed the 3, and Alden Gardner with a rebound. Gives it to Gray to bring it across. Landon Gray brings the ball over. Driving down the near side, gives it over to Ledger Rust. Steps in, puts it up, missed the 2. And Eagles bringing the ball back across. That's 12, bringing it over. Passing it down to 2, back up to 12. 12 over to 2 in the corner. 2 back to 12 again, cross court to 15. Back up top to 12, down to 2, going for 3. And that's off the rim. Missed it, but 11 got the rebound, put it straight out to 15. And he avoids the backcourt violation, gives it to 12. Down to the corner again, number 2, back up top to 12, inside to 23. Turn it around, no shot. Puts it under the basket to 12. No shot out to 11 on the far side. Missed the 2, and there's Ben Walker with a rebound. Gives it to Landon Gray for a fast break. Landon driving straight down into the paint and puts a shot up. And I didn't see a signal from the ref. I'm not sure if it counted or not, but I don't think it did. Okay, ref said double dribble apparently, and Eagles, number 12, brings the ball across down to 2 in the near corner, back up top to 12, inside to 23, turns around and tries to put a shot up, but lost the shot, and there's Ben Walker blocking the shot. That's good to see. Landon Gray over to Burton on the far side. Lucas Burton back up top to Gardner, out to Rust. Rust swinging it up top, gives it to Gray. Driving down to the baseline, no jump shot, puts it up to Rust. Rust stepping in, gives it to Gardner for a layup. Nope. 30. No, that was 12 on that rebound. Gives it to 2, no shot. He's going to swing it up top across to 15. Back to 2 on this side and almost out of bounds, but they save it. 12's got the ball. Eagles put it up, missed the shot. Gardner gets the rebound. Gives the ball back to Gray to bring it across. Landon Gray coming down with the ball. Puts it into Burton. Burton putting the shot up. Going to the free throw line, shooting for 2 after drawing a foul. That's on 15, Black. And that's the first foul for the second quarter. Scores 19-18. Lucas Burton trying to tie it up with this one. Free throw's good. Second free throw's a miss, so it's tie game as the Eagles bring the ball down. And a bounce pass cross court to 23. And the Eagles take the lead by 2, 21-19. Landon Gray bringing the ball back. Over to Gardner on the far side. Gardner bounce pass to Burton, stepping back for 3. And, close. Walker with the rebound, going for the putback and missed. Gray grabs the rebound, puts it back, and stepped out of bounds, I believe. Yep, ref says out of bounds. Good effort. .12 bringing the ball across for the Eagles. Down to 2 in the corner, going for 3. And it's off the rim. Landon Gray grabbing the rebound, making a fast break. He's got some room to run. Puts a shot up, missed it, and 12 with the rebound. 12. Oh, good effort. He was trying to pass it over to 23, and it was tipped out of bounds by the Knights, so it's black ball on their own baseline. Eagles bringing the ball in, gives it to 23, and he puts it out to 11. 11 driving down to the baseline, putting up a shot, missed it. Lucas Burton grabbing that rebound, gives it to Landon Gray. Landon brings the ball across. Over to Burton. Burton inside to Walker, putting up the 2. Oh, it's off the rim, and that's 23 with the rebound, making the fast break back. Pass out to 2. And I think travel. Yep, ref says travel. I think he slid just a hair.
That's another mode of travel, sliding.
All right, Knights ball. Alden Gardner bringing the ball in for the Knights. Gives it to Landon Gray. Landon bringing the ball across. Inside to Burton at the top of the paint. Drives down through the paint. Puts the shot up, ref says travel. Not arguing that, folks. Eagles bringing the ball in. 12's going to bring it across.
All right, know where's that.
Driving straight down into the paint, putting the shot up, folks. Good for 2, so it's a 4-point lead for the Eagles. Landon bringing the ball back across. 2 Rust on the near side, up top to Gardner. Gardner over to Gray on the far side, putting up a 3-point effort, and it's in. Landon Gray sinking a tray. 12 bringing the ball across for the Eagles. Over to 32, back up to 12. 12 over to number 5. And they put in a three-point effort. Gardner clears the missed shot. Gray bringing it across. Gray over to Rust on the far side. And Gardner puts it into Burton. Burton up for 2. The Knights take the lead by 1, folks. It's back and forth, and it has been the whole game. 12 bringing the ball back across over to 23. 23 driving down into the paint, putting the shot up, missed it. Grabs his rebound, puts it back up, and it's good for 2. 25 to 24 as Gray brings the ball back across.
Put your tail in him.
Landon Gray over to Rust on the far side. Rust swinging it up, gives it to Burton, out to Gardner. Gardner cross court to Gray. Gray going for 3. It's blocked. Gray gets the ball back, puts it out to Burton. Burton driving in, and there's a foul on the floor. It's a block. That was Black 5 with the foul. And Coach Burton calling for a timeout. Full timeout on the Knights. All right, folks. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, Polk County Christian School girls. Schedule shows they'll be at Ozarks Christian College hosting Show Me Angels. The high school girls won their first game today versus Polk County Christian School Knights, being hosted by Fort Scott Christian Heights Crusaders. Knights on top in that game, and looking for another win tomorrow morning. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the winner of this game will play tomorrow night back here at 7 p.m. And the loser of this game will play at the Youth Activity Center in Carthage at 5 p.m. The winners will play Round Grove tomorrow night here. That will not, if we're in that game, it will not be live because the YouTube is blocked here and I don't have a Wi-Fi signal I can bring with me that's good enough for a live stream. But if we end up losing tonight's game and we go to the Youth Activity Center, that game will be live. Their Wi-Fi has been good in the past as long as we still have access to it tomorrow night if we're there. Hopefully we're here and recording it for a later broadcast. All right, Ledger Rust bringing the ball in for the Knights, gives it to Gray in the corner. Back over to Rust. Rust out to Gray. Inside to Burton. Burton putting the shot up, and it's blocked, and there's a travel. Eagles bringing the ball in. 12 bringing the ball across. 12 down to 4 on the far side. Back up to 12, over to 23 up top. 23 driving down along the paint, going to put a shot up, and it's good for 2. Eagles in the lead by 3. Landon bringing the ball back across. Under 2 minutes left in the first half. Landon over to Burton. Burton up to Gardner. Gardner over to Rust, over to Gray. Gray all the way across court to Burton for a three-point effort, and that's a miss. Gray almost had the rebound. 23 got it, and a long pass, but it's out of bounds. Knights ball on the near sideline. Ledger Rust coming to bring the ball in for the Knights. And I think we got a player with a slight injury. Ben Walker stepping off the court briefly. I think he's going to get a paper towel. Maybe got a little cut from getting hit in the glasses. Not sure. And he's being subbed by Gideon Walker, number 30. All right, Landon Gray bringing the ball across for the Knights. Over to, well intended for Burton, and out of bounds. Ref says white ball on the sideline. Lucas Burton bringing the ball in. Over to Gray. Gray back to Burton. Burton across to Gardner. Gardner back to Gray. And Gray over to Gardner on the far side. Burton picking up the loose ball over to Rust. Rust driving into the paint, puts it out. Nope. He puts shot up. Oh, almost. Good effort. And the Eagles bringing the ball down and tipped out of bounds by Eagles. He went to put the shot up. It was tipped, and it's out of bounds. So Ledger Rust bringing the ball back in. I think that was Gideon Walker in on that play, breaking that shot up. Landon Gray brings the ball across. Over to Rust. Rust out to Burton. Burton cross court to Gray. Gray driving around the defender, puts up a 2-point layup, and it's good for 2. And it's a 1-point lead for the Eagles. 12 bringing the ball back across. 34 seconds left in the first half.
Right there, good job.
12 over to 4. 4 going for a 3-point shot. It's off the inside of the rim. Landon Gray grabs a rebound, and he's bringing it across.
You got time. Don't rush.
Landon's pretty aware of the clock. Over to Rust on the far side. Landon driving down to the corner. No shot. He's going to swing it back up. Putting it across court to Rust. Rust driving inside, puts it out to Gray. Gray out to Burton. Burton back to Gray, driving along the baseline, putting the shot up, and it's in. Folks, I love to see that. Buzzer beater at the last second as the Eagles try to get their own buzzer beater from the far end of the court. And the Knights go into halftime with a 1-point lead. But honestly, at this point, that doesn't mean anything. This game could be anybody's game. Everybody has been playing hard. Both teams are absolutely here to win today. Nobody's giving it up easy. All right, folks, we've looked at the schedule for the boys and the girls. We'll go over the sponsors for Polk County Christian School real quick while we're on a short halftime break. Looks like we're taking a 10-minute break for halftime. And these are sponsors that regularly contribute to the Polk County Christian School's annual auction fundraiser, which, by the way, is coming up next weekend on Saturday. That'll be a catered dinner if you buy a ticket that includes a dinner. If you don't go for the ticket that includes a dinner, you can get a ticket just to attend the auction and support PCCS. But there's a lot of great stuff at the auction. And I apologize, I have not gone to preview what's available at the auction. I should have done that. Normally, they have some really cool stuff. Weekend getaways, Branson, Lake of the Ozarks, maybe even St. Louis or Kansas City. And I think they've had some more exotic getaways in the past. They also usually will have some kind of sporting events, packages, and those can include Royals, Cardinals, minor league sports. I'm not sure if we've had professional football in the past or not. I don't recall for sure. It's possible they have, but I can't say for sure that they have. I know that they've usually got some really nice looking furniture and a lot of baked goods and several other, usually there's several good golfing packages if you're a golfer. I think there's been some for Thunder, what's the one down at Branson? Top of the Rock, and several others in the area. I am not a golfer, so I'm not familiar with them all, and I don't remember them. I'm sure there are several golfers here that could tell us. So anyway, that's a great event. But these are sponsors that regularly contribute to that annual auction fundraiser. KYOO AM/FM, Bolivar, Need More Vacations, Shell and Hammer Construction, Womack Monuments, Bill Roberts Chevrolet, Edward Jones, Mid-Missouri Bank, Shelter Insurance, Stewart's Custom Designs, Wildman Plumbing, Douglas Hahn and Heidemann, PC, First Baptist Church in Bolivar, Hogan Farms, Motor Monkeys, Oak Star Bank, Parton Real Estate, Pitts Chapel, Polk County Crop Services, State Farm Insurance, Bryant Chastain, agent. State Farm Insurance, Gianna Andrews, agent. All Creatures Animal Clinic, Bank of Missouri, Bolivar Ready Mix, Creator Designs, Creator Delights, Garrettson's Trash Service, and Hubbard Realty. We invite you to watch all our past school events on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PCCS
/@PCCS. You may find PCCS on the web at polkcountychristianschool.org and on Facebook at facebook.com/Polk County Christian School, or on YouTube at youtube.com/@PCCS, and a direct link to our live broadcasts is youtube.com/@PCCS/live.
Folks, we appreciate you tuning in to PCCS TV. PCCS, the home of a school promoting Christianity and compassion at school. And if you do go to our website, you'll be able to see all kinds of events and content from Polk County Christian School, including sporting events like tonight, volleyball, basketball. We don't do cross country. I haven't figured out a really good way, efficient way to manage live streaming cross country. And so we do volleyball and basketball for PCCS. We also do some of the chapel, some of the more major chapel events, Veterans Day, Easter, Christmas, and there are several others that we try to make it to. There's also some drama events that we do for the school that we don't do as part of live streaming, but we actually go and record those and upload them later. And there's one of those coming up April, I think 15th and 16th, if I remember correctly. So we invite you to tune in for those. We did have a Christmas drama presentation by the drama class at Polk County Christian School, and that was postponed before Christmas. It was postponed until January 9th due to weather, but that is actually live on our YouTube channel at this time. It was recorded and then posted later, and so we'll do the same thing, I expect, with the April drama, the spring drama presentation. I think that's April 15th and 16th, and that looks to be a good presentation as well. All right, folks, under 5 minutes from second quarter action as the Knights and the Eagles are coming back out onto the court for warm-up. So while I'm thinking about the schedule, I mentioned earlier how the girls' schedule has the girls playing. Let me bring them back up on screen here. There we go. I apologize if that disappears and comes back a couple of times. My button is running slow, so I hit it a few times. The girls' schedule tomorrow is at Ercs Christian College. I know there's Wi-Fi there. Joplin South Middle School on Saturday. Polk County Christian School hosting Eagle Ridge Eagles. That'll be this team again, but it's the girls' version. And I'm going to assume the Joplin School District probably has a district-wide policy of no YouTube live streaming. So the Saturday game probably will not be live either. I'm open to live streaming it if the Wi-Fi works there for YouTube, but I doubt it's going to work. So that will likely be recorded and then uploaded Saturday night. And I assume that if we stay for the award ceremony, we'll do the same thing, because I believe that's going to be at Joplin South Middle School as well. So we'll probably plan to do the same thing there as well. All right, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left from third quarter action. right, the Knights are back from halftime. They're in a huddle with the coach on the court. There's the 1-minute buzzer. All right, I believe it's white ball.
Let's go, guys. Good job, 52.
Ben Walker back out on the court, number 52. Okay, it is white ball. Ledger Russ brings the ball into Landon Gray. Knights are going to the left now. Landon over to Rust. Rust up top to Gardner. Gardner down to Gray on the near side. Gray cross court to Rust. Rust up to Burton up top, driving down into the paint. Putting it up for two. And the Knights first on the board after halftime, 30 to 27.
No worries that.
Leading by 3 for the Knights. 12 brings the ball across, hands it off to, I think that's 23. Yep, taking the screen, driving down to the baseline, and the ball's tipped out of bounds, and it's white ball. Ledger Russ bringing the ball in for the Knights. Landon Gray bringing it down. Landon inside to Burton, driving through the paint, putting it up again, and that's a miss. Close. 23 cleared the board on that. He's going to bring it across. Down to 12, who's inside and open. That was a beautiful play for the Eagles, folks. The Knights are going to have to figure out a defense for that. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across for the Knights. 30 to 29. Gardner over to Rust on the far side. Rust down to Gray on the far side. Gray driving down the baseline, passing the ball to Burton, and jump ball. I think that was number 12 getting the hands on the ball. Eagles taking possession.
All right, guys. Hey, jump on defense and get the board.
12 bringing it across.
No second chances. Get the board.
12 over to 2 on the far side. Back up top to 12, driving down into the paint. Puts shot up, and it's good for 2. 1 point lead for the Eagles. See, back and forth the entire game, folks. It is anybody's match at this point. Gray brings the ball across, gives it to Gardner. He's swinging it back up top. Passing it over to Rust. Rust down to Gray. Gray swinging it back up. Inside, bounce pass to Burton. And the ball's loose and on the floor, out of bounds. Eagles ball.
Hey, don't look back.
The Eagles are going to take advantage of that. 12 bringing the ball back across. Stopping up top, passing it in to 23. He's under the basket, gives it out to 32. 32 up to 12 on the near side. Cross court to 32. Going for a 3, and it's good. Folks, that's a good shot. Oh, ref gave him points for 2 on that. So it's 33 to 30 on the scoreboard. Eagles leading by 3. Ref signaled a 2-point, I thought a 2-point shot. Maybe he was doing the count. Gray over to Rust. Rust down to Gardner on the near side. Gardner cross court to Burton. Burton going for 3. And, oh, I thought that was in. Rust cleared the board, gives it back to Burton. Burton to Gray. Gray setting up, nope, gives it to Burton. Burton Rust, Rust Gardner. Gardner over to Walker into the basket. Walker turns around, missed the shot. And 12 clears the board. He's making a fast break. Passing it under to 23, who's open, puts up an easy layup. Folks, that's a good play. 35 to 30. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Gray bringing the ball back across. Gray inside to Burton. And ref calls a foul. It was on the floor. Number 12, Black, with the foul. So it's going to be white ball under their own basket. Rust is bringing the ball in for the Knights.
Play tough, guys.
Rust over to Gray on the far side, putting it up. It's blocked, and 12 jumped up and grabbed the rebound. And Gardner with a steal gives it to Walker. Walker driving in, puts the shot up. Missed it, but Burton got the putback, and it's good for 2. 32 to 35, I believe. And Lucas drew a foul from number 5 with a push. So Lucas Burton on the free throw line, shooting for 1, the end one. And Eagles are subbing in 13 for number 12. And that one's good. And they put the score on the wrong side of the scoreboard there. Hopefully they'll fix that. Hey, that score went to the wrong side of the board. That score went to the wrong side of the board.
Oh, I think they fixed it.
Oh, they did.
Last point.
Yep,
Yeah,
they got it.
All right, Mike, let's go.
All right, Landon Gray bringing the ball across. Over to Rust. Rust to Gardner up top. Over to Landon on the far side. Landon inside to Burton. Burton putting the shot up, and it's good for 2. 1 point lead for the Eagles now. Nope, 2 point lead for the Eagles. And there goes the lead. It's a tie game. 37 all. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across. Inside to Burton. Burton putting the shot up, and it's good for 2. Folks, this is exciting basketball back and forth. 39-37 now. Eagles bringing the ball across. He took the screen to get it over. 32. Slowing it up. He's bringing it back up top. Going to swing it around. Passing it up to 23. No, it was across. 4 picked it up, gave it 23. 23 taking the screen, puts it down to 12, back to 23. Going for 3, and it's across the rim. Burton with a rebound. Gives it over to Gray to bring it back.
All right. Let's make it count. This possession right here.
Gray over to Rust. Rust over to Gardner. Gardner over to Gray, going for 3. And that's a miss, but Gray on the ball. Nope. Eagles end up with the ball. 23 puts the shot up, and it's a miss. Gardner getting the rebound. Gives it to Gray. Gray swinging it straight back down to the paint. Putting the shot up, missed it, and drew a foul, folks.
You got to will it in. Come on.
Coach Burton giving Landon a thumbs up on that.
Make 'em pay, Landon.
39-37. Landon's got a pretty good free throw percentage, so nice to see him on the line. Doesn't mean they're going in, but it's a good chance of it. First shot's in, 40-37. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Second free throw is in. That's the swish. 41-37 as number 12 brings the ball back down. Passes it down to the corner, and it's out of bounds. Knight's ball.
Hey, this possession right here, make it count. This is the one. You got to get this one.
Rust bringing the ball into Gray. Gray bringing it across. Gray coming to the near side, gives it to Gardner. He's going to slowly swing it back to the top. Over to Rust, Rust to Gray. Gray steps inside, bounce pass intended for Burton. Stolen by 23. Driving down to the paint. Turning around, putting the shot up, folks. I got to give him credit. That's a beautiful play. It's 41-39 as Gray brings the ball back across. Over to Rust. Rust to Burton along the baseline. Putting the shot up over his back. Missed it. And Walker with a putback. Oh, missed that. And Eagles with the rebound. Ball's out of bounds. No, I'm sorry, foul. And I think that might have been on 33.
D up, Knights. Let's go, Knights. Let's go. Let's go, Knights.
Eagles bringing the ball back across. Number 12 down the far side. Passing it down to 4 in the corner. Back up to 12 inside to 23. 23 over to 32 on the near side. Jump shot from outside, and Walker with the rebound on that. Landon Gray bringing it across. Landon down to Rust. Rust up to Gardner. Gardner over to Gray. Gray, cross court to Rust. Rust inside. Nope, it's over to Gardner. Gardner back to Rust. And Rust out to Gardner. Gardner driving through and picks up the miss. Wow. Beautiful play. That's a highlight reel for Alden Gardner there. 12 bringing the ball across and can't get the shot off. Passes it and it's out of bounds. That's Knight's ball. 43-39 on the board. Still anybody's game, folks. The Eagles have absolutely been here for this game, and they have not given up. Rust over to Gardner. Gardner up to Burton, driving down, taking the. Ref says charging. I'm not arguing it, folks. 53 seconds left. 12 bringing the ball across, making a fast break, trying to get through the defenders, puts it out to 4 to 23. 23 down to 12. And 12 taking the screen, going into the paint, and ref says 12 going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. That was on 3-3 White. Three fouls each team. His first free throw is a miss.
All right, get the rebound, boys. Don't let them have anything.
Second free throw is good. 43-40. Gardner into Gray. Gray brings the ball over to Rust. Rust swinging it up top to Gardner. Gardner back to Rust. Rust back to Gardner, over to Gray on the near side. Gray driving through the defenders, going to put the shot up, and it's stripped away. 5 over to 32-12. 12 brings the ball across under the basket to 23 and draws a foul while putting the shot up, I believe. Ref says Ben Walker, 52 on that foul. 23 going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. First one's good. That was nothing but net. It's a 2-point lead for the Eagles. They're going to try and close it to a 1-point lead. And that one's out. Gardner grabbing the rebound, gives it to Gray. Gray over to Burton on the near side. Burton up to Gray. Gray back to Burton, looking for a 3. Nope, gives it to Gray for a 3. And that's the end of the third quarter, folks. Probably about a 1-minute break. Quick shout out to our coaching staff. Assistant coach Brian Gray there, standing by the score table, talking to Emily Burton. She's running stats for PCCS. And I'm not sure who's running the score table. I don't know if that's an Eagle Ridge volunteer or Polk County Christian School volunteer. The hairstyle looks like one of the PCCS parents, but I'm not confident that it is, and I don't remember if home or away provides the scorer. I suspect Coach Gray may be visiting about the score because I thought there was a discrepancy that may not have gotten corrected. But either way, appreciate the volunteers from both schools helping with the score table, the scoreboard, the stats, and the coaching staff as well. And by the way, Coach Brian Gray there with the iPad on the score table, he takes that iPad and walks around on the sideline, and he puts a play-by-play of the game into the Game Changer app. So if you're following us on the Game Changer app, you can see the play-by-play and follow the score there. So if something happens to my second camera running the scoreboard on screen, you'll be able to see it on there. But also, if there's possibly a discrepancy, I think he generally keeps his with what he believes the ref says. And then, of course, of course, the head coach and athletic director, Chad Burton, on the court there on the sideline. As the Knights get ready to bring the ball in, Ledger Rust brings it into Landon Gray. Gray brings it across over to Rust. Rust cross court to Gardner. Over to Gray on the near side. Into Burton, and is tipped out of bounds. And out on Black. Well, they've fixed the scoreboard now. It's 41-41. And Landon put up a shot, missed it, and Ben Walker going for the putback, good for two, 43-41. 12 putting up a three-point effort. That's a swish, folks. That'll be a highlight reel for the Eagles. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across, 44-43. Eagles lead by one. And they've demonstrated they can absolutely hit some three-pointers. Gray in the corner puts it into Walker. Walker to Burton. And Burton draws a foul on number 5 before the shot. So it'll be Knight's ball on the baseline. Ledger Rust bringing the ball in. Nope, Burton's going to bring it in. Lucas Burton bringing the ball in. Throws it up top to Gray on the outside. Gray bounced past to Burton in the corner. Putting up a three, and Walker gets that rebound, goes for the putback, and draws a foul. Ben Walker going to the free throw line, shooting for two. And the ref says that was number 23, I believe, with the foul.
Feel it in. Will it in. Put it in. You got to see it.
First free throw is a miss.
This is the one, Ben.
Second free throw is in, so tie game. Still anybody's game at this point, folks. 7 minutes left in regulation play. 12 bringing the ball across. Over to 32, down to 4 in the corner. Up for three, and he sunk a beautiful three. Wow, that's a highlight for the Eagles. Landon Gray bringing the ball across. Landon down to Rust. Rust swinging it up top to Gardner. Gardner back over to Rust. Rust up to Gardner again. Gardner down to Burton. Burton down to Rust. Rust swinging it up, gives it to Burton again. And Burton up to Gray up top. Gray swinging it around. Back up top to Gardner. Gardner over to Rust on the near side. Bounce pass to Burton. Turns around, puts a shot up, and it's good for two, folks. That was a good play for the Knights as the Eagles bring the ball in. Landon Gray tipping it, almost stealing it there. Good effort for him, giving some good defense there on the inbound. And Eagles cross court to 32. Over to 12. Landon Gray trying to steal it again. 12 with a three-pointer for the Eagles. Landon bringing the ball back down, so it's 50-46. Landon cross to Burton in the corner, putting it up. It's short for three. 11 with a rebound, gives it to 12. Landon Gray steals it, puts it out to Walker, and there's a whistle on the floor. Folks, that was a beautiful steal, no matter what happened there. Foul on Black, 11 apparently. It'll be white ball under their own basket, 50-46.
Make it count, boys.
Rust putting it into Walker. Tipped out of bounds off Black, apparently. I'm sorry, off white, so it's black ball. And 12 brings it in to 32. 32 back to 12. 12 brings it across, gives it to 11 in the corner for three, and it's over the rim. Burton with the rebound over to Gray. Gray bringing it back across, 5:26 on the clock. Gray swinging it to the near side. No shot, puts it up top to Gardner. Gardner over to Rust. Rust down to the baseline, back out, intended for Gardner, and 32 on the steal, folks. and a pass to a couple open players. They put it up for 2, so good play for the Eagles there. 52-46. Landon Gray drive it, well, trying to get straight down. Number 11 with a steal, and it's out of bounds off of White. Folks, that was a good play for the Eagles. Giving them credit. They want it. They're hungry for it. The Knights got to get it. 12 bringing the ball across, driving down. Putting in a jump shot from outside, and it's good for 2. 54-46. Timeout on the Knights, I believe. Yep. Coach Burton calling a timeout, and it's a full timeout. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in regulation play, and it's an 8-point lead for the Eagles. The Knights could absolutely take this game, but the Eagles could absolutely walk out as the winners. It's still anybody's match at this point. The Eagles have certainly demonstrated their ability to stage a comeback and take the lead. All right, Knights ball. Ledger Rust bringing the ball in for the Knights. Landon Gray bringing it across. Gray over to Rust. Rust over to Gardner, and oh no, out of bounds. Holy smokes, folks. That was a good break for the Eagles there. 32 brings it into 12. 12 bringing it across. 12 up to 23. 23 taking the screen, driving down to the baseline, turning around with a jump shot. Missed that, and Walker with a rebound gives it to Gray. Gray bringing it down. Driving past the defender, straight down in, puts shot up, missed it, and 23 with a rebound. Gives it to 12. He's making a fast break and puts it up and missed it. Burton. Nope. Burton tipped it. Gardner with the rebound gives it to Gray. Still an 8-point lead. 3 minutes, 55 seconds left. Gray over to Rust. Rust to Gardner up top. Gardner down to Gray on the near side. Gray driving down to the paint, putting the shot up, and there's a push. Landon Gray going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. That was a number 5. All right, that first one's a miss. Second one's in. Eagles bring the ball in. 12 bringing it across.
Get it back.
Driving down to the baseline. Stepping back out. He's going to swing it back up top. Over to 11. 11 down to 32. No shot. He's bringing it up. 32 to 12. 12 taking the screen. Jump shot for 3. And missed that. Walker tips it out. And Eagles pick it back up. And Burton clears the board on that missed shot. Gray bringing it back across. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left. Gray over to Gardner. Gardner down to Gray on the near side, going for 3. That's in. That's the three-pointer we needed to see. It's a 4-point game.
Help!
As the Eagles pass the ball under the basket and put it in for 2. Folks, that's a good play for the Eagles. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across. Landon over to Burton, driving into the paint, putting the shot up, and ref says foul on the floor. But that may be 5 fouls. Yep, that's 5 fouls. So that puts the Knights in bonus.
All right.
Lucas Burton on the free throw line, shooting for 2. First free throw's a miss. Number 15 subbing in for the Eagles, giving number 5 a break.
You got this, Lucas. We need a rebound, boys. This will be big.
Second free throw is good. Oh. (51-56). Knights trailing by 5. All right, players back out on the court. 2 minutes, 37 seconds left. 5-point lead for the Eagles. 23 brings it into 32, back to 23 to 12. 12 going down the sideline with it, passes it, and White 3 with a foul. I'm going to get Landon a shirt that says I've got 5 fouls and I ain't afraid to use them. All right, Eagles bringing the ball in, 12. Going to bring it back across. Cross court to 2. 2 back to 12. 12 over to 32 in the corner. 32 back up top to 2 over to 12 again. I think they're trying to slow it up a little bit. Take advantage of running some time off the clock. Out to 23 in the corner. 23 to 12. 12 up top to 32. 32 over to 23. Driving under the basket, putting it up, and it's good for 2. That's a good play for the Eagles. 7-point lead. Landon Gray bringing the ball back. Less than 2 minutes. Landon over to Burton. Burton driving into the paint, putting the shot up, and it's swatted out of bounds, so it's Knights ball. Ball's into Gray. Gray with a bounce pass intended for Burton. Out of bounds again. 1 minute 37 seconds left. White ball. Burton going to bring it in.
Stay tough, guys. Play it all the way.
He's passing it into Gardner. Gardner bounce pass to Burton in the corner. Puts it up for 3. It's a miss and tipped out. But Gardner grabs that rebound. Turns around, puts it back up. And Ben Walker and number 12 on the rebound for a jump ball. So possession goes to Eagles. 1 minute 25 seconds left.
Hey, let's get it back right here, guys.
23 passing it in to 32. 32 back to 23 to bring it across. Right down the baseline, gives it over to 12. 12 down to 11 in the corner. Nope, 32 in the corner. Back up to 12. 12 down to 2 maybe in the far corner, and it's out of bounds off the backboard. 1 minute and 5 seconds left with a 7-point deficit for the Knights. Ledger Rust bringing the ball in. They're going to roll it, save some time on the clock. Landon Gray following it. He picks it up, puts it over to Burton. Driving straight down to the baseline, puts shot up, missed that. And 12 with a rebound. Long pass down to 32, who's wide open. And he's going to slow it up. 51 seconds over to 12. They know the clock is in their advantage. 12 passing it to 32 under the rim and missed the shot. 12 going for the putback, draws a foul. The shot's good. And the Eagles going to the free throw line with 37.2 seconds left. 9-point lead, and they're on the free throw line shooting for 2. First free throws. Oh, that was the end one. And there's a travel, so it's Knights ball. Gardner rolling the ball into Gray. Gray following it over, gives it across court to Burton. Burton going for 3, and oh, so close. Walker with a rebound, going for the putback. Gardner for another putback, and that shot is good for 2. 7-point lead for the Knights, and Alder Gardner on the line shooting for the end one. 27.5 seconds left in the match.
Big rebound. Yep, big rebound.
That free throw's good. Full timeout on the Knights. Oh, 30-second timeout.
This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School, 2490 West Tower Drive, Bolivar, Missouri. Stop by our school to see what we are doing to provide a Christian education for students in our area. All rights reserved.
All right, folks, you're watching PCCS TV. Knights are back out on the court. It's been a hard-fought game. Give them credit. The Eagles have led for most of the second half, if not all the second half. I don't have any stats on hand for this specific game, but I think that's what it was.
Let's get it right here, boys.
It was back and forth for the first half. Eagles bring the ball in. 23 into 12. 12. Oh, there's a whistle on. White 3. 6-point lead for the Eagles. 25.6 seconds left.
Man up, man up. Right there, man up, man up.
Eagles bring the ball in. 23 brings it across. He's slowing it up. 19 seconds. And 12. Cross court to 2. Ledger Rust with the steal, folks. Over to Burton. Burton to Gray. And Eagles trying to steal, and there's a jump ball. Possession goes to Knights. 6.8 seconds left and a 6-point lead. Gray down to Burton. Burton driving into the baseline, putting it up for 2. Missed the shot, and there's the buzzer, folks. Final score, first round bracket play. Eagles on top, 60-54, folks. Thank you for watching PCCS TV. And we'll see you tomorrow live from the Youth Activity Center in Carthage, Missouri. All right, folks. Have a great night.